What if I told you that one of the most popular fragrant plants in the world isn't actually your best option? Lavender may be famous, but it isn't the only perennial that can fill your garden with incredible fragrance. In fact, some plants smell even richer, bloom for decades, attract butterflies and hummingbirds, and need surprisingly little care once established. Today we're counting down 11 stunning perennials that can completely transform the way your garden looks and smells. And don't miss our #1 pick. It's a breathtaking plant with a fragrance so unforgettable that many gardeners never go back to lavender after growing it. Let's get started. 11. Dianthus, Sweet William. If you're looking for a fragrant perennial that asks for very little while giving back season after season, Dianthus is a wonderful place to start. Many gardeners know these cheerful flowers for their vibrant pink, white, and crimson blooms, but their sweet scent is what truly makes them unforgettable. The fragrance is often compared to cloves mixed with a hint of cinnamon, creating a warm, spicy aroma that's especially noticeable during cool mornings and evenings. Dianthus performs best in full sun with well-drained soil and is hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, making it suitable for many gardens across the United States. Once established, it tolerates short, dry periods and rarely demands constant attention. A quick trim after the first flush of flowers often encourages another round of blooms, giving you color and fragrance for even longer. Beyond its beauty, Dianthus is also a favorite of butterflies and other beneficial pollinators, bringing more life into your garden throughout the growing season. Despite its delicate appearance, this perennial is surprisingly tough and can return reliably year after year with minimal effort. And if you think this classic flower smells wonderful, the next perennial offers a fragrance so rich and sweet that many gardeners plant it close to patios and garden paths just to enjoy its perfume every time they walk by. 10. Garden Phlox. If you want a garden that turns heads with both color and fragrance, Garden Phlox deserves a spot on your list. During the peak of summer, its large clusters of blooms create a beautiful display in shades of white, pink, purple, and red. But it's the sweet, honey-like fragrance that keeps people lingering nearby. On warm evenings, the scent becomes even stronger, making patios and backyard seating areas feel incredibly inviting. Garden Phlox thrives in USDA hardiness zones 4 through 8, and grows best in full sun, although it also appreciates a little afternoon shade in hotter climates. Plant it in fertile, well-drained soil, water it during extended dry spells, and once it's established, this perennial rewards you with reliable blooms year after year. Choosing disease-resistant varieties can also reduce maintenance and keep the plants looking healthy all season long. Its nectar-rich flowers are a magnet for butterflies, hummingbirds, and bees, turning your garden into a lively habitat filled with movement and color. Even better, the long blooming season means you'll enjoy both fragrance and flowers for weeks instead of days. As beautiful as Garden Phlox is, the next perennial offers something completely different, a fragrance so elegant and unforgettable that it's been treasured in gardens for generations. 9. Lily of the Valley. Don't let its tiny size fool you. Lily of the Valley produces one of the most powerful and elegant fragrances you'll ever find in a perennial garden. In mid to late spring, graceful stems covered with delicate, bell-shaped white flowers release a fresh, sweet perfume that can easily fill an entire corner of the yard. It's the kind of scent many luxury perfumes have tried to recreate for decades. This woodland perennial grows best in USDA hardiness zones 3 through 8, and prefers partial to full shade with rich, moist, well-drained soil. Once established, it spreads naturally to form a lush carpet of green leaves and fragrant blooms, making it an excellent choice for shaded borders, beneath trees, or other difficult spots where many flowering plants struggle. Although it looks delicate, Lily of the Valley is remarkably resilient and returns every spring with very little attention. In fact, many gardeners plant it once and enjoy its charming display for years. Just remember that all parts of the plant are toxic if eaten, so it's best grown away from curious pets and small children. If you think these tiny white bells have an impressive fragrance, wait until you see the next perennial, a plant famous for producing huge, luxurious blooms with a scent that can stop visitors in their tracks. 8. Oriental lily. If there's one perennial that can instantly fill a summer garden with unforgettable fragrance, it's the Oriental lily. Unlike many flowers that produce a light scent, Oriental lilies release a rich, sweet perfume that drifts across the garden, especially during warm evenings. Their enormous star-shaped blooms, available in shades of white, pink, and deep crimson, create a spectacular display that looks just as impressive as it smells. Many gardeners plant them near patios, decks, or walkways so they can enjoy their fragrance every time they step outside. Oriental lilies grow best in USDA hardiness zones 5 through 9. They thrive in full sun to partial shade and prefer fertile, well-drained soil that stays evenly moist during the growing season. Once planted, the bulbs return year after year with very little maintenance, often producing even more blooms as they mature. Deadheading spent flowers helps the plant conserve energy, while leaving the foliage in place allows the bulbs to store nutrients for the following year. These elegant flowers also make exceptional cut flowers, filling your home with their signature perfume for days. If you think this fragrance is unforgettable, the next perennial offers a completely different scent, fresh, citrusy, and loved by both gardeners and pollinators alike. 7. Bee balm, Monarda. Bee balm is one of those rare perennials that delivers bold color, a refreshing fragrance, and incredible wildlife value all at once. From early to late summer, its unique spiky blooms burst into shades of red, pink, purple, and lavender, creating an eye-catching display that stands out in any garden. Crush one of its aromatic leaves, and you'll notice a fresh, citrusy scent with hints of mint and oregano. That distinctive fragrance is one reason gardeners love growing bee balm near patios, pathways, and outdoor seating areas. This hardy perennial thrives in USDA hardiness zones 4 through 9 and grows best in full sun, although it appreciates light afternoon shade in hotter southern regions. It prefers rich, moist, well-drained soil, but once established, it becomes surprisingly resilient and returns reliably every year with minimal care. Dividing mature clumps every few years helps maintain vigorous growth and encourages even more flowers. Bee balm is also one of the best perennials for attracting hummingbirds, butterflies, bees, and other beneficial pollinators, turning an ordinary garden into a lively ecosystem. And if you enjoy flowers with an unforgettable fragrance, the next perennial has been winning gardeners' hearts for centuries with its luxurious blooms and sweet, romantic perfume. 6. Peony. Few perennials have earned the admiration that peonies enjoy. With their enormous, ruffled blooms and rich, romantic fragrance, these classic flowers have been treasured in gardens for centuries. Depending on the variety, their scent can range from rosy to sweet like fresh citrus or even delicate spices. Blooming in late spring to early summer, peonies create a breathtaking display that instantly becomes the centerpiece of any flower bed. Better yet, a healthy peony plant can thrive and bloom beautifully for decades without needing to be replanted. Peonies grow best in USDA hardiness zones 3 through 8 and prefer full sun with fertile, well-drained soil. Although they take a little patience during the first couple of years, once established, they become one of the easiest long-lived perennials to grow. They require little more than occasional watering during prolonged dry spells and a light feeding in early spring. Their sturdy nature and exceptional lifespan make them a favorite among gardeners looking for beauty with minimal maintenance. Beyond the garden, peonies are also prized as cut flowers, filling homes with their elegant fragrance for days. But if you think their perfume is impressive, the next perennial produces a sweet vanilla-like scent that becomes even more noticeable as the sun begins to set. 5. Heliotrope. Heliotrope may not be the most famous garden flower, but its fragrance is unforgettable. Its clusters of purple, blue, or white blooms release a rich vanilla-like scent with subtle hints of cherry, making it a favorite near patios and walkways. In warm climates, it grows as a perennial in USDA zones 10 and 11, thriving in full sun to partial shade with fertile, well-drained soil. Regular watering and removing faded blooms encourage flowers from late spring until fall. Butterflies also love visiting heliotrope, bringing extra life to your garden. But if you think this vanilla fragrance is impressive, the next plant can cover an entire fence with thousands of sweetly scented flowers. 4. Sweet Autumn Clematis. Sweet Autumn Clematis proves that the gardening season doesn't end with summer. As late summer turns into fall, this vigorous climber bursts into thousands of tiny white flowers that fill the air with a sweet almond-like fragrance. It's perfect for covering fences, pergolas, or arches with both beauty and perfume. Hardy in USDA zones 4 through 9. It grows best in full sun to partial shade and well-drained soil. Once established, it needs little more than a yearly pruning to stay healthy. But our next perennial offers months of colorful blooms while attracting hummingbirds and butterflies at the same time. 3. Hyssop, Agastache. Hyssop, also known as Agastache, is one of the easiest fragrant perennials to grow. Its tall spikes of purple, pink, orange, or blue flowers bloom for months, while the leaves release a refreshing scent with notes of mint, anise, and licorice. It thrives in USDA zones 5 through 10, loves full sun, and becomes highly drought-tolerant once established. Trees. This low-maintenance plant is also a magnet for hummingbirds, butterflies, and bees, making your garden feel alive all season. If you're looking for beauty with almost no effort, hyssop is an excellent choice. But the next plant is famous for a fragrance so fresh that many people mistake it for blooming orange. 2. Mock Orange. Mock orange has earned its name because its brilliant white flowers smell remarkably similar to fresh orange blossoms. During late spring, its sweet citrus fragrance can drift across the entire garden, making it an ideal choice for patios, entrances, and walkways. Hardy in USDA zones 4 through 8, it grows well in full sun to partial shade and adapts to most well-drained soils. Once established, it requires very little maintenance beyond occasional pruning after flowering. Year after year, it rewards gardeners with a spectacular display of fragrant blooms. But one legendary plant still takes the top spot with a perfume that has inspired luxury fragrances around the world. 1. Gardenia. Taking the number 1 spot is gardenia, a plant celebrated for one of the richest floral fragrances in the gardening world. Its creamy white blooms release an intense, sweet perfume that can transform an ordinary backyard into a peaceful retreat. Gardenia grows best in USDA zones 8 through 11, preferring partial sun, slightly acidic, well-drained soil, and consistent moisture. Once established in the right location, it rewards gardeners with stunning blooms and glossy evergreen foliage year after year. It's no surprise that gardenia's unforgettable scent has inspired countless luxury perfumes. If your goal is to create a garden that's remembered for its fragrance, gardenia is a truly exceptional choice